Tang Wulin struggled to stand. The teacher explained that the mecha assist system was extremely sensitive, and even the slightest movement might affect its actions. Therefore, balance and precision were essential in the process of control. The teacher then commanded them to raise their left foot. Even with Tang Wulin's physical fitness, it took 2 classes for him to find the balance of the mecha. Tang Wulin realized that controlling a mecha required a lot of physical effort, and that every tiny movement of the body had to be precisely regulated to make the mecha obey. He was surprised to be the only student in the first class who had not slipped and fallen. The teacher concluded the lesson and asked who would show the class the relatively complex movements. Tang Wulin volunteered. The teacher thought that this kid was really good, having taught mecha practice courses for years, and noting that Tang Wulin had been the first class monitor to learn how to drive a mecha. The teacher then called Tang Wulin to demonstrate his skills. Tang Wulin showed his abilities, maintaining good balance. The teacher observed that Tang Wulin managed the mecha with ease in a short period of time, and believed that within a year, he could achieve the level of a yellow rank mecha division. He thought that Tang Wulin made it appear easy and considered him a genius in mecha control. After class, Tang Wulin was on his way back when he encountered Guo, a senior member of the Tang sect. Tang Wulin greeted him and asked what he wanted to talk about. Guo explained that he was speaking on behalf of the Tang sect, and asked if Tang Wulin had been interested in entering the inner hall of the Tang sect, known as the Soul Dueling Hall. Tang Wulin inquired about the Soul Dueling Hall. Guo described it as the heart of the Tang sect, where top talents for the sect's future were cultivated. He mentioned that joining the Soul Dueling Hall would mean facing difficult opponents in the future, but the Tang sect would have done everything in its power to help him improve his cultivation. Guo added that Tang Wulin had been chosen based on observations and the recommendation of Wu Changkong, and asked for his thoughts. Tang Wulin requested more information about the Soul Dueling Hall. Guo explained that most of its material had been hidden and could not be revealed until he joined. He then elaborated on the mission of the Tang sect, stating that they did not preach justice but defended the vulnerable and destroyed evil. He mentioned that the evil soul master Tang Wulin had encountered had been the Soul Dueling Hall's most formidable foe. Upon hearing about the evil soul master, Tang Wulin immediately decided to join. Guo welcomed him and asked him to come along to fill in on the specifics as they went. Guo explained that the members of the Soul Dueling Hall were called fighters and were divided into 4 ranks: white, yellow, purple, and black. The Soul Dueling Hall had around 200 members. The fighters were required to execute 3 missions every year, with the exception of those still in school, who had to complete 1 mission per year. Guo then took him to a place in the Tang sect that he had never seen before, where the security had been tight. Guo provided him with a cloak and mask, along with a white rank fighter's badge. He explained that the mask and cloak had allowed him to conceal himself while on missions, and that pressing the button on the badge would have summoned help. However, Guo assured him that there had been no need to undertake any tasks yet. Tang Wulin asked if Guo had trusted him so much that he hadn't needed to complete any tests before joining the Soul Dueling Hall. Guo responded that the evaluation had already begun from the day Tang Wulin had joined the Tang sect. He had made sacrifices for others and had never given up despite being hijacked twice, which had pleased the evaluators. Guo then invited him to see the Soul Dueling Hall's unique resources. They went into a high-tech elevator that had allowed users to walk in, select, and enter the room they had required. Guo told Tang Wulin that each door would have been labeled with its own name, and that he could have only entered for 12 hours before being transported. The door to the Soul Dueling Hall had opened, and Tang Wulin had walked in. He had immediately felt the sky spinning as soon as he had entered. There had been many rooms, and he had decided to enter the plant-type cultivation room. Inside, he had noticed a vibrant life aura, and had wondered if it had been the same place as the Spirit Ascension platform, though the life aura there had seemed far more vibrant. Realizing why Guo had ordered him to find a place quickly, Tang Wulin knew he needed to hurry up and start meditating and practicing. He had also wondered about the conditions in the other rooms. He had entered meditation without saying anything, feeling the abundant life aura. Cultivating there had had a multiplier impact on him with half the effort. In a meditative state, time had passed quickly. Tang Wulin had opened his eyes, wondering if 12 hours had passed. He had felt his soul power had increased. He had come outside, and Guo had asked him how he had felt now that he had come out. Tang Wulin, surprised, had asked if Guo had waited for him outdoors for 12 hours. Guo had clarified that he had merely waited outside for an hour. Tang Wulin had been confused, so Guo had explained that the pace of time in the Soul Dueling Hall had differed from that of the outer world. 12 hours spent indoors had equaled 1 hour spent outside. Tang Wulin had excitedly remarked that 12 hours indoors and 1 hour outside would make cultivating indoors for a year similar to cultivating outside for 12 years. Guo had corrected him. explaining that staying in the soul dueling hall for too long would have caused him to be assimilated by the laws of time and space within it, making him age quickly once he had left. Therefore, he could have only entered for 1 hour each week and would have needed to wait a week before entering again. Tang Wulin had been disappointed. Guo had reminded him that he must work on his own without relying too much on external factors. Tang Wulin had agreed, acknowledging Guo's point. Guo had then emphasized the importance of keeping his participation in the Soul Dueling Hall a secret, and Tang Wulin had promised to do so. In the blink of an eye, the second year was halfway through. Wu called Tang Wulin, and when Tang Wulin arrived, Wu informed him that his mecha had been verified. Wu gave him his identity card and instructed him to put it into his mecha, stating that after doing so, he would be legally ready to fly. Tang Wulin was happy and thanked him. Wu then brought up another matter, reminding Tang Wulin that he had declared at the start of the semester his intention to challenge the third grade class. Wu informed him that Dean Kai had given her approval, so he could begin preparing right away. He explained that both the first and second grades would work together to challenge the third grade. The competition would consist of 3 1-on-1 matches, 1 2-on-2 match, and 1 7-on-7 match. Wu suggested that they talk with Yuanin about the candidates later. Tang Wulin agreed and assured Wu to leave it to him. He thought to himself that he needed to have a proper discussion with Yuanin about the candidates. He went to the work-study dormitory to meet Yuanin. Yuanin immediately guessed that he had come to talk about the challenge and asked who his class had decided to fight. Tang Wulin replied that they hadn't decided yet and explained the entire situation to her. Yuanin informed him that in their academy, there was no cross-grade challenge and that the challenge was meant to be a second-grade task. She suggested that it would be better if his grade didn't participate. Tang Wulin firmly stated that if the academy agreed, they must take part. Yuanin conceded but insisted that the decision had to be theirs. She proposed that they play 2 1-on-1 matches and that her class would also play the 2-on-2 match. For the 7-on-7 match, her class would have 4 participants and his class would have 3. Tang Wulin pointed out that according to her plan, his class would only have 3 candidates. Yuanin argued that they knew more about the third grade than his class did and that having more candidates would be better. Tang Wulin reminded her that her class had been defeated by the first grade, which made Yuanin a little angry. She retorted that his class was inexperienced against the third grade, who had 2 one-word battle armor masters, and asked if there was anything more he wanted to say. Tang Wulin asserted that this made them want to participate even more, claiming that they were far more powerful. Yuanin finally decided to listen to his plan. Tang Wulin proposed that his plan was the most straightforward and likely to win. He suggested that Ye Xinglan and Wu Siduo participate in 3 1-on-1 matches, with Gu Yue and himself taking on the 2-on-2 match. He asked for opinions and mentioned that the final team battle would include him, Gu Yue, Shi Si, Ye Xinglan, Shu Xiaoyan, and Yue Zhengyu, highlighting it as their strongest combat lineup. Yuanin questioned why ZC was fighting in the last battle instead of Wu Siduo, pointing out that ZC's strength was inadequate. Tang Wulin challenged this view. At that moment, the door opened and ZC entered. He questioned if she really believed he couldn't perform and offered to give up his spot before leaving. Yuanin wondered when ZC had appeared and if he was upset by her comment. Tang Wulin followed ZC, stopped him, and asked why he was upset. ZC asked to be left alone. Tang Wulin urged him not to let others' opinions affect him, affirming that everyone saw his efforts and that he believed in ZC's strength as a teammate. ZC expressed his frustration, stating that it didn't matter if Tang Wulin recognized his efforts because Yuanin didn't. He shared how he assisted her daily without her noticing, and that his feelings for her were all that mattered to him, leaving him feeling uneasy and heartbroken. Tang Wulin advised him not to give up easily, emphasizing perseverance. Shi retorted that Tang Wulin couldn't understand his feelings, as he was already surrounded by affection from Gu Ye and his sister. Tang Wulin smacked his head and responded by advising Cici to focus on cultivating instead. He explained that if he liked a girl, he wouldn't change his goal easily and would try to make her change her mind. Cici felt better after hearing Tang Wulin's words. On the second day, Yuanin and Tang Wulin decided to have a selection competition. In the first round, Zici and Shu Xiaoyan competed. Tang Wulin had asked Zici if he was certain, and Zici informed him that he had reached level 40. The 4 participants stepped into the ring. Yuanin felt upset seeing Zici and Shu Xiaoyan on the field together. She thought about how she hadn't known how to apologize for Zizi's unhappiness that day, and noted that she hadn't seen him much lately. Yuanin assumed Zici must have been practicing hard somewhere, but wondered if he could have caught up with her. Yuanin believed she was destined to enter the inner court. She sighed and reminded herself to stop thinking about it and to put those thoughts away. The match then started. Zici rushed in to attack. Siduo was surprised to see that Zici had reached 4 soul rings. Ye tried to attack him, but he easily evaded the attack. Luo was shocked. Xiao knew he had to stop Zizi, but then Shu Xiaoyan's starlight shackles disrupted Xiao's skill. Ye tried to attack him, but Zizi was so fast that he passed through him. Zizi suddenly appeared in front of Xiao and with one attack eliminated him. Yuanen was surprised. Elder Cade noted that Zizi had perfected the speed system's abilities. Ye wasn't able to land a single hit on Zizi. He was just too fast for him. Ye decided to go for Shu Xiaoyan. Shu Xiaoyan used her Starlight Chaos attack to temporarily blind Ye. Zizi then appeared behind him. Ye couldn't capture his movements. Ye decided to close his eyes and follow his intuition. Because of this, he was able to locate him. Ye managed to block his attack, but it sent him flying back. Ye was shocked because he had never thought a speed system soulmaster could strike with such power. Zizi started gaining momentum again. Shu Xiaoyan captured Ye in her starlight shackles. This gave Zizi an opportunity and he eliminated Ye. The game was over. Zizi and Shu Xiaoyan had won. The second selection was next. It was Tang Wulin and Gu Yue versus Yuanen and Zheng Yu. Yuanen quickly activated her Titan Giant Ape. Tang Wulin activated his Golden Dragon Body. Zheng Yu activated his Holy Light. Yuanen attacked Tang Wulin, but he disappeared. Gu Yue utilized her fourth soul skill right away, Staff of the Elements. With it, she created a huge tornado. Yuanen attacked with her air cannon, but Gu Yue's staff destroyed the air cannon. Yuanen was shocked. Gu Yue used her staff and drained all of Zheng Yu's light power. Tang Wulin was amazed by Gu Yue's staff's abilities. Yuanen attacked Tang Wulin. Tang Wulin countered using his Shaking Heaven Golden Dragon move. He managed to send Yuanen back, and this time he wasn't blown away himself. Yuanen recovered and used her Dark Sky ability. Tang Wulin wondered what Yuanen was planning. Yuanen and Zheng Yu worked together and attacked them using their Light and Dark Holy Sword. Yuanen thought that Soul Fusion was the only way they could stop their attack, but Tang Wulin proved her wrong. He stopped their attack using his Golden Dragon Tyrant Body move. They were shocked. Before they could do anything, Gu Yue attacked them with a 4-element barrage. Everyone was shocked by how ferocious Gu Yue's attack was. In the second match, the first grade had triumphed. After the competitions of the first and second years, the candidates for the final match against the third year were selected. A trio of one-on-one matches would be held between Yuanen, Siduo, and Xinglan. Tang Wulin and Gu Yue would play 2-on-2. Tang Wulin and Yuanen would lead the team combat, along with Gu Yue, Shi Si, Yue Zhenghu, Shu Xiaoyan, and Shu Liji. In the morning, Tang Wulin spotted Zizi sweeping the floor. He admired him. Zizi asked why he had come so early even though he didn't have practice. Tang Wulin told him that he was going to Heaven Dao City. He asked if Zizi wanted him to buy something for him. Zizi politely refused. Tang Wulin then went to Gu Yue's place. He complimented her. Zizi asked if they were going on a date. Tang Wulin ignored him, but Gu Yue was a little annoyed. Tang Wulin took her to the Tang sect. He told her to wait. Gu Yue agreed. Gu Yue wondered if he was trying to surprise her. Then a mecha appeared. It landed in front of Gu Yue. She was confused. In the mecha was Tang Wulin. He invited her onto his mecha. He used his blue-silver grass and pulled her up. Tang Wulin told Gu Yue that although his mecha had been yellow rank, all the materials in it were purple rank. He informed her that she had been the first passenger. He told her to take a seat, and they flew off. Gu Yue asked him why he hadn't told them he had purchased a mecha. He told her that it had been a secret, so he couldn't tell everyone. She asked why he had told her. He told her that she had not been part of everyone. They then arrived at the Forging Association in Heaven Dao City. Tang Wulin parked his mecha, and they both got down. There were a lot of mechas parked there. Tang Wulin spotted a red mecha. He was surprised because the red mecha had been the most advanced one. He wished to see the interior of the mecha. Tang Wulin suggested that they go, mentioning that Uncle must have known what was going on. He added that once he finished studying with Uncle, he would swap alloy metals and then take her somewhere. Tang Wulin assured her that whatever she wanted to do or wherever she wanted to go that night, he would be there with her. They then met Zhen and his chef friend. Tang Wulin greeted Zhen and was surprised to see the chef. Zhen asked Tang Wulin to introduce his friend, and Tang Wulin told him that her name was Gu Yue, and she had been his classmate. Gu Yue greeted Zhen. Zhen remarked that aside from cultivation and forging, Tang Wulin was also skilled at building relationships, and invited them to take a seat and make themselves at home. Tang Wulin mentioned that he had noticed a red rank mecha on the roof when he arrived, and asked whose it had been, wondering if it belonged to Zhen. Zhen replied that it had not been his, but offered to show it to Tang Wulin on behalf of its owner. They then went to the roof where the mecha had been parked, and Tang Wulin had been super excited. Despite his forging skills, Tang Wulin couldn't tell how the mecha had been constructed, indicating that the alloys used had been much superior to spiritual forging. The chef called the name Ready, activating the mecha, which called him Master and appeared to be a girl. Tang Wulin had been shocked to realize it had been the chef's mecha. The chef ordered the mecha to show Tang Wulin what it was capable of, and the mecha teleported in front of his eyes. Amazing, Tang Wulin. The chef explained that spatial teleportation had been integrated into the mecha's key functions, allowing it to travel freely within a 1,000-meter radius. The chef then ordered the mecha to demonstrate more of its abilities, and it displayed the ability to transform into a car, a plane, and a soul cannon fortress. Tang Wulin was amazed.